Hi, everybody. Happening in Fulton. As the nation continues to reopen, so too does Fulton County. The Fulton County manager joins us now with an update on everything from vaccines to employee bonuses. Sir, welcome back.
Hi, Shania. I'm glad to be here today.
Okay, first things first, sir. Let's talk about COVID-19 and the vaccine. How are we doing?
Well, the trends are really terrific as it relates to COVID. These are all low water marks in terms of results as we've been tracking them. Daily cases now are down to 20. The folks in the hospital are down below 100. The positivity rate is approaching 1%. Those are fantastic. One of the ones I'm most proud of is in the last reporting period, we have had no employee identified with COVID. So I'm very, very happy to report all of those trends. Now, what we know is driving those trends is the vaccination rate, which is approaching higher and higher levels. And that's our focus now is vaccinations, vaccinations, vaccinations. So we believe the key is targeted messaging, canvassing the neighborhood, a mobile site delivered directly to that neighborhood, and really incentives that may range from just small things like an ice cream cone up to more significant ones like a street concert. All of those plans we're putting together now and are beginning to execute. As we currently exist, have 11 mobile sites out. They hit about 40 locations per week, and that's really good. But it probably can be 3 to 4 times that in terms of the number of vaccines. We're doing about 500 a day through our mobile site. We're going to build the capacity to do 2,000, and that will take us from where we are now having almost 50% of the population vaccinated with one shot to what the target is, 70 to 75% in Fulton County. So that's the focus, and that's really the plan as it relates to vaccines.
And like many jurisdictions, Fulton is dealing with a court backlog. Tell us about that.
We have tens of thousands of cases that are backlogged due to COVID. Some of them are with folks that are in jail, which obviously require a speedy trial. So the focus is to build additional capability, judges, DAs, public defenders, and maybe even use non-traditional sites for these courtrooms. And the focus of that will be reduction in this backlog in an expedited basis rather than having that string along for years and years. And quite frankly, I think we'll also learn new approaches working with our court partners as we do so that will help our court system operate more effectively long term.
And Fulton has been on the forefront of giving the community support during this pandemic.
One of the reasons I'm standing here outside the government center is just fundamentally to return to normal. As we look at libraries, we're now open. 95% of our personnel are back in our libraries. Our senior centers are our next big public-facing unit to open. So as those things begin to occur, more and more so, the public will see us back to where we were and back with an ability to serve them on a day-to-day basis. One of the actions that we've taken is to relieve the mask mandate if you've been fully vaccinated. So that both applies to the public who visit our facilities as well as our employees. So there is somewhat a hidden incentive there. Please wear your mask if not vaccinated, but more importantly, go ahead and get that vaccination and use one of our mobile sites if that's the most convenient option for you.
And finally, sir, before you go, there's some good news for Fulton County employees.
Yes, so I'm very, very proud to say that our board fully recognized the contribution of our employees. Because I want to say if it were a nurse that's working in a health center or working in a vaccination site, if it was some of the tax commissioner office personnel who virtually were here the entire time handling business, or the clerk of the court's office that was handling business on a day-to-day basis, many of which experienced infection in their ranks by the virus. Or if it were people that were redefining their jobs, like librarians that developed curbside service to serve our citizens. Or if it were folks that were reassigned to help with elections, as an example, from some of our administrative staff. Our employees across the board stepped up. And not only was that recognized by our board, I think it's recognized by our citizens, because in the end, we started with about 20% of the caseload in Georgia in COVID cases. Now at the tail end of this pandemic, we're now below 10%. So it shows that not only all the actions that were taken, the support from our Board of Commissioners to resource our actions, but our employees, which really are the lifeblood of our organization, made it happen. And they made it happen for citizens. And of course that resulted in less infections, less people being hospitalized, and most importantly, less deaths in Fulton County than would have otherwise been the case. So the board approved a special performance payment utilizing our performance payment plan mechanisms and platform, and that will result in a 3.75% of salary bonus payment to our employees for their performance during the pandemic. So I'm pleased to announce that, and even more so pleased to say that there's great recognition for all of the sacrifices and the effort and ultimately the performance that our employees demonstrated during a most difficult time.
Dick Anderson, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, again, thank you, Shania. Love being here and love being in the county that's the best in Georgia and one of the best in the country. And go Hawks!
That's just some of what's happening in Fulton. To stay connected, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also see us on our YouTube channel, so do us a favor and subscribe. That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for yours. Join us daily for news around and about Fulton County.